school website.
We're going to
Relax. Web upgrades, I own them. Better design, e-commerce and smart AI. Now you're fit for the future. I scoot off now. Your digital partner, Ionos.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy. The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Well, welcome to Ipswich, everyone, ahead of a huge heavyweight clash, a world-class heavyweight clash between Ipswich's very own Fabio Wardley. Portman Road will come out for him this Saturday night, but he goes in against a very, very tough guy in Justis Huni, an accomplished amateur. And to break it all down, I've got the animal,
absolutely,
Alois Jr. with me, who's coming off his career best win, I'd say. There's many more to come, but we'll come on to yourself in a second. But you know Fabio very well. Alois is obviously based at the same gym. He comes to Ben's gym quite often. So yeah, when you look at this fight, as I said, Justis Huni is a world-class guy because of his amateur pedigree. How do you see this going?
I see Fabio possibly stopping him. That's how I do see it. I've seen the game plan, and I know Fabio with like pressure, he can handle pressure very well. As you can see in his last fight against, what's his name again?
Fraser Clark.
Fraser Clark, there you go. Like, he had a 12-round, a hard fight, but then next time he was focused and he executed the job.
Yeah, look, it was supposed to be Jarrell Miller, of course, so he had to adjust his camp. But I guess the main thing in camp is about getting fit, fight ready. Yes, you've got to make tactical adjustments. Jarrell Miller and Justis Huni are two polar opposites, but it would have been a little bit of a nuisance, but not too much.
Yeah, I agree partially, but I feel like you want to get your strategy perfect. You want to get your strategy like it's muscle memory. You don't want to be thinking too much in the ring. But it's a big adjustment, but I believe Fabio can do it.
Yeah, look, breaking the fight down with a tactical mind, Alois. Look, Fabio's coming off that sensational knockout win. Some would imagine he's going to go for it early. He might not, but do you think he comes at him like a train and tries to get Justis out of there quick?
You just got to see on the night, because like the thing is, you can feel one way before the fight, but then when you're in the ring, I might just do this. I could see he's a bit scared. I look into his eyes, he's looking down, you know. You can see his body posture, and from then on you make your own decision off that. So like, of course, you can plan, but you can't plan entirely for reality.
We've seen the power, we've seen the speed, you've seen it many times up close in sparring when he trains. Just talk to me about his power and speed.
His power is surreal, actually. Like, he's so fast, he's so powerful, and he has great movement for a big guy. You don't really see like a lot of big guys with such fluidity, especially with his feet and whatnot. When he uses his feet, it's immaculate.
Ultimately, you believe Fabio knocks him out this Saturday night?
Yeah.
Have you seen much of Justis?
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching him the other day.
Okay.
Good. He's nice, he's clean, he's fluid, he's relaxed, he's sharp. So it's going to be a good test for Fabio, but I believe my guy comes through.
The atmosphere, Portman Road. We know how great British boxing fans are. They really do generate noise and atmosphere and make it a spectacle. But this is a whole nother level, because this is this guy's hometown, his own football club. It's going to be a different kind of support in there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I don't think Fabio will get fazed by that, because at the end of the day, it's just noise. Whether they're for you or whether they're not for you, it's just noise. And I believe Fabio can channel that out and like push that aside and obviously get the job done.
Do you think Justis might get fazed by it?
Maybe, but again, he's a high-class amateur. He's travelled to many places, so I doubt that. But again, we'll see fight now.
We are going to start the presser shortly, so I do want to discuss yourself, because you're making waves in this sport now, and rightly so. You've always said you're going to reach the top, and the way you're going at the moment, that looks like a true statement. Just talk to me about that win over Jameson in Scotland.
Practiced. I studied relentlessly, stayed disciplined, and obviously I got the fight. In my mind, I before I fought David Jameson, I boxed him 1,000 times in my mind. Like, I've seen all the possibilities and what could occur, so like that knockout was just one of the possibilities, you know?
Yeah, look, we know when you get in the ring it's all action, and we've seen that. I've seen that from the start of your career, but what impressed me about the Jameson win is you actually looked like a composed fighter in there. You weren't rushing your work. I'm sure you know you, Ben and Lee Wiley and the team have really worked on that. Same with actually Moses Italma. on Saturday night. It looks like these improvements are coming thick and fast for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said before, I train like a madman. I train like a monster. I study like a monster. All these other things, I do these things. I do the extra things. So it showcases itself. Right.
Vidal Riley went on TalkSport and said, made a remark about your crown. I believe you've got it here as well.
Of course.
But he seemed open to the fight, Vidal Riley. Were you surprised by that? Not surprised?
Partially, but I know on fight night he's going to be running like a marathon runner. Do you know what I mean? He's looking to make chess moves, but at the end of the day, I'm playing chess with a hammer. When I slam this hammer down, it's finished. I can't wait to fight him. I hope he signs the contract. I hope he doesn't pull out. I hope he doesn't have no crazy injury, or I hope he doesn't vacate the belt.
I will speak to your promoter Frank about it later, but actually, has there been talks about this fight already?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do you stop him?
Oh, without a doubt. Bro, I'm trying to break a rib. I'm trying to break a jaw. Literally, Mikhail Lawal broke his rib. You know what I mean? Mikhail Lawal is nothing compared to me. So if I catch him with a shot, Jesus Christ, he's finished.
Listen, I could listen to that all day, but we are going to now throw to Thomas Schreiber to start the final press conference for Wardley Huni here in Ipswich.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final press conference for Running Towards Adversity, a great night of championship boxing this Saturday at Portman Road in Ipswich, England. It is being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, Unibet, FlexMize Business Loans, and Vow Nutrition. A big thanks to those great sponsors. It will be broadcast live worldwide on DAZN, and tickets can be purchased at the Ipswich Town Football Club box office. Well, at this time, we are going to get the undercard part of our press conference started and hand things over to your host, Mr. Dev Sani.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas Schreiber. Okay, now we know what the main event is on Saturday night. Fabio Wardley against Justis Huni, WBA Interim Heavyweight Championship, Portman Road. An absolute cracker, but we've also lined up a fantastic undercard for you. Hope that you can all still hear me. But let's bring in Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren. And Frank, not just the main event on Saturday, plenty to sink our teeth into on Saturday.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here. It's a great pleasure to be here in Ipswich, and we have a fantastic show on Saturday at Portman Road, and this undercard is top quality. And, headed up by Pierce Leary against Liam Dilliam for the EBU title, and the British and, the Commonwealth as well is on it. This is something that's really, really an exciting fight. It's a really good fight, and it's one that I'm hoping and I believe that Pierce will come through, because he's looking for a big homecoming fight in Dublin. So this is his opportunity. If he wants that fight, he's got to go and do the business on Saturday night against Liam. I know Liam's come here. He's got other things on his mind, and we'll see what happens. But it's a cracker of a fight.
Also got the pro debut of Lewis Richardson there, Frank. I'm sure that's one you're very excited about.
Very much so. Our only medalist in the 2024 Olympic Games. He's been a fabulous amateur. He's a really lovely guy. The conversations we had and signing of him has been a real pleasure for Queensberry, and I'm looking forward to this journey with him, on him accomplishing what his dreams are, which is obviously to win a world title. And who knows, in a couple of years' time, we might be sitting in Colchester doing a fight at his football stadium. This is, these are great times. I think for us at Queensberry, I can't think the last time we signed a Olympic medalist. I think we go back to the days of James DeGale. So there you go, mate. That's how much we think of you. We've made a real beeline to make sure that we signed Lewis, and as I say, we're delighted he's on board, and he's going to be a great addition to the professional boxing scene. So anybody's watching on DAZN, and you will be watching on Saturday because it's where all the best boxing is from around the world, one subscription. Be on this journey with Lewis from the start. Watch him because he's going to do big things.
Thanks very much, Frank. Let's talk about that one subscription. Let's bring in Michael Ridout from DAZN. I mean, a stadium fight on Saturday. Frank's teasing a future stadium fight in Colchester as well. So much to look forward to, Mike.
An amazing schedule, as always, on DAZN, and this weekend really kicks off a blockbuster start to our summer schedule. An amazing experience for Lewis to have his pro debut in a stadium. Really excited to see Jack as well. Jack's 2-0. He's from Ipswich. Jack has an amazing story. If you don't know much about Jack Williams, Google it after this. Look out for this guy and watch him on his journey. But look, incredibly competitive fights. We go live at 4:30 in the afternoon with the prelims. The main card starts at 6:30. We're early. Make sure if you're in the stadium, make sure you're in your seat. If you're watching at home on DAZN, make sure you're tuned in. And the main event will walk around about 9:30. So do not miss it this weekend, exclusively live on DAZN.
Great stuff. Thank you, Michael Ridout. Well, let's bring in Jack Williams, the young man that you were speaking about. And Jack, fight number 3 for you on Saturday. Your first couple have been at, I believe it's called the Trinity Park Conference Centre. You're now at Portman Road, my friend. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's unbelievable to be here in a sense. Thanks to Queensbury and Fabio for getting me on here. But yeah, it's a massive opportunity to showcase my skills on a big platform like this in my hometown. Couldn't ask for anything better.
And Michael Ridout there just touched on your journey a bit. I mean, what can you tell us?
Yeah, well, I was had a hard upbringing in a sense. At the age of 8, I was homeless, so yeah, I've been through a lot, but it made me who I am today. So yeah, it's done me well in the sense for boxing. So yeah.
And Fabio Wardley bringing boxing to Ipswich, big nights in Ipswich. How much do you look up to him?
Unbelievable. What he's done in the sport already is for Ipswich is massive. So getting on a platform like this because of Fab is, yeah, he's a man to look up to in Ipswich.
Best of luck to you on Saturday night. Really look forward to it. OK, let's speak to a man making his professional debut. There's already been so much talk just at this table about you, Lewis Richardson. I've been looking forward to this moment as well. The world has been waiting. We're now 48 hours away. How do you feel?
Yeah, we're nearly there, Dev. Very excited. Very thankful for the opportunity. Queensbury have been fantastic with me so far. They really lead the UK market at the moment. They put a heavy focus on the UK fighters. Coming in at middleweight as well, obviously a very competitive weight with a lot of history in the professional game. So really looking forward to making the debut. Obviously had an amazing summer last year in Paris, and you know, from one stadium on to the next. So my last fight was at Roland Garros in Paris, and now we're off to Portman Road.
And in terms of that debut being in Ipswich at Portman Road, you're from Colchester. Frank's teased that future Colchester Stadium fight, but you're not far from home. You're on DAZN. This is like the perfect kind of debut, right?
I mean, we couldn't go too far wrong. Yeah, I mean, I love that Frank's already talking about Colchester. I know the club will certainly get behind me, and I've done well on tickets. You know, the city of Colchester are getting behind me, and I think the beauty of the Olympics is give me that profile for people to get eyes on, and hopefully they like what they see, and it's a case of building upon that now over the next few fights, and yeah, I'm really making a name for myself. Obviously had ambitions as an amateur, fulfilled those, and now it's a case of making that transition, doing it in a positive professional manner, you know, leaving a long-lasting positive impact on people's lives that I touch, particularly youngsters. Being a positive role model in the community, and yeah, really proud to represent my city, represent my country, and yeah, excited for the debut.
Just a final one for you, Lewis. I saw it was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. I don't know if we want to all say happy birthday to Lewis, but how quickly do you want to move?
Yeah, I want to get through Saturday night, so I can eat that birthday cake. Yeah. So that's number one priority. But listen, I'm confident in my ability, and I believe that we'll get the first few out the way, and then we'll start moving we'll move at the right time for the right titles against the right opponents. I'm really happy with the team I've got. I've got a small, tight-knit team who I fully trust, and that's headed by, you know, a Hall of Famer promoter in Frank and Queensbury. So yeah, again, really excited, really grateful, and just feel like it's the start of a really positive journey. And you know, I hope the people of Ipswich on Saturday and surrounding areas can continue to get behind me.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Lewis. We look forward to it. The beginning of the Lewis Richardson journey, Saturday night. Let's talk about a brilliant fight in the cruiserweight division. A resurgent Mike Perez, who's knocked out 6 in a row. The last 3 have been in the first round, against the man called the Quiet Man here in Stephen Ward, coming off a brilliant upset win against Tommy McCarthy. They're colliding on Saturday. And Stephen, I'm going to start with you, because I was watching a few interviews with you, and not so long ago you were talking about retiring. You're still here, you're still winning, and you've got this guy on Saturday. What's going on?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Frank and Queensbury for giving me the opportunity on Saturday night, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah, the last fight we had a big opportunity, grabbed it with both hands, and since then I've just been asking management with Eden to just keep the opportunities coming. We offered a couple of fights. This was the toughest fight, and we grabbed it with both hands. I'm excited about it. Can't wait.
How did the fight actually come about? Because I was, again, watching a couple of bits, and you talked about there was some sort of social media call out. I haven't seen this, but I believe he referred to you as Daddy, or he said he was Daddy and Daddy's going to get you. What happened?
Yeah, it was something like that. Someone sent me a message. A mate of mine sent me a message and just says that sign a contract or something. I don't know. I didn't see it. It's all sort of Chinese whispers. And then I phoned the management, and he told me, and he says, listen, do you want it? I said, 100% I do. I just want to take opportunities. I want to take big opportunities, and I think this is one that I can come through on too.
Well, let's bring in your opponent, Mike Perez. And Mike, this just feels like a whole new Mike Perez. I remember watching you in Prize Fighter all those years ago now 39 years old, but I mean, you're in great form.
Hi. First of all, I want to thank Frank and Queensbury for the opportunity. Steve, what you were saying is like, I call you out. I said, that is bad. That is hungry. That's what I said. So I chose you on Saturday.
Do you have a response to that, Stephen? Daddy is back and Daddy is hungry.
I think I said on socials, if he likes to call grown men daddy, you know, each to their own. But for me, it's just about performing. I'm no mug. I know Pierre is a good fighter. He's seasoned. He's been about. I have a lot of respect for him. I think that's why I'm relishing the opportunity to see that I deserve to be there.
That's good. So Saturday we see.
Mike, you've had a lot of frustration in your career, in your life. It feels like you need to take it out on someone. Do you feel like Stephen Ward, you're going to take out everything on him on Saturday?
No, this is not personal. You know, like, yes, I have a lot of, like, up and downs in my career. Like, people take advantage of me and stuff like that. But this is not personal. You know, like, I try to do my job and feed my kids, you know.
You believe you'll knock Stephen Ward out?
I believe I can knock anybody out. But, like, this is boxing, you know, so I am ready to win. Either way, knockout, points, or whatever. I am just coming to win.
Stephen, how are you going to get this one done?
Yeah, I think perform for me. First and foremost, enjoying the occasion. Going relaxed. I think I can beat Perez. I genuinely believe I can beat him. So I think that's what makes a great fight. And we're going to see Saturday night.
Yes, we are. OK, we look forward to that one. Brilliant fight in the cruiserweight division. Mike Perez and the quiet man, Stephen Ward. Let's get to a fantastic fight. European super lightweight title on the line. Pierce, Big Bang O'Leary in against Liam Dillon. And Liam, I'm going to bring you in. You've been a British champion. You've been an area champion, an English champion. Is it time to become the European champion on Saturday?
Yeah, I always say boxing's like climbing the corporate ladder. And I've won the British, won the Commonwealth Silver my last fight. And yeah, now for a European title, Ipswich Football Stadium, the kind of stuff you dream of as a kid. So it's a great opportunity.
And I mentioned all those belts that you've won. They have been at lower weights. You're now up at £140, very much Pierce O'Leary's weight. He's established here. How confident are you heading into this fight that you can deal with that gap in weight?
Yeah, I'm very confident. My team are very confident in me, and that's all that matters to me. To be honest, I know a lot of people are saying I'm too small and I ain't going to make it through this fight, but as long as my family, my team all believe in me, that's all that matters.
Okay, let's bring in the big bang, Pierce O'Leary. The European title is one that you have been craving. You've been screaming out for this title. You get your shot on Saturday. Liam Dillon is in your way. What are your thoughts?
First and foremost, I want to thank everyone, and I want to thank Frank beside me, giving me the opportunity, finally getting the fight for the ABU title. We've been asking for this shot now for the nearly of 2 years, and obviously it's people ducking and diving and vacating and etc. So look, we're here now. We're man and 30. We're fighting for it, and I want to respect and thank Liam Dillon for stepping up to the plate and taking the fight.
Do you see this as a kind of emphatic win for you? Big stage on Saturday, big chance to announce yourself and get people talking about you, make some noise in this division. Do you feel like you need a big emphatic performance to get that done on Saturday?
Yeah, especially on being co-main event on a massive card on DAZN. Everyone's going to be tuning in on Saturday night, so being co-main event, I think it's my time now to shine, and that's going to be my breakthrough. And I'm not disrespecting Dylan or Liam, but the way I'm prepared in the gym, if I pick up where I left off, it's going to be a fantastic night for me.
Liam, let me just ask you this. If you watch Pierce O'Leary's highlight reels, they're pretty scary, pretty devastating stuff. He's hitting people and they're going over. Are you wary of his power heading into this?
Yeah, me and my team are prepared for all situations, and I'm ready for whatever he has to bring on Saturday night.
And Pierce O'Leary, they call you the Big Bang. Now, I know another Big Bang, Zhile Zhang, and he normally has a bit of a line, a message for his opponent at a press conference. I wonder if this Big Bang has anything to say to Liam Dillon.
I'm ready to shine. Everyone thinks about the power. Forget about power. I think it's a bit of disrespect when people say Big Bang constantly all the time to me. I've got more than that in my arsenal, so we'll show. If Liam is still there after so many rounds, we'll just see a different class of Pierce O'Leary, and then we'll be going on to the next one. Then I'm bringing that ABU title back to Dublin.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Pierce O'Leary. Thank you, Liam Dillon. That concludes the undercard press conference. We'll be back very, very shortly for the main event, but first we're going to get these fighters faced off. Thank you.
Okay, that wraps up the undercard press conference. Yeah, Alois, look, we're going to face off in a minute. A fight that stands out there to me, Stephen Ward and Mike Perez. It's a bit of a random fight, but a really good fight, Alois.
It is. I think it's Mike. What's his name again? Perez?
Perez.
Yes, Perez is an experienced fighter. You know, he fought Povetkin, all other world tier fighters. So he's an experienced man. It's going to be very, very interesting. And obviously, I know Ward as well. He's good, got good boxing pedigree. He's experienced, and it's going to be a very good fight.
Yeah, for sure. We hope so. Anyways, Pierce O'Leary and Liam Dillon on the card as well, co-main event. Pierce is just, I don't know how much you've seen him, just searing through people at the moment.
Listen, he's a monster, man. He punches through people. He doesn't just hit them. He punches through them. But
I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Absolutely. But what's the guy he's fighting?
Liam Dillon.
Liam Dillon. Yeah, I've seen him spar with Royston Barney Smith and that man's a wall, bruv. Like he's strong. He'll keep coming forward. Like he's resilient as hell. Like he does not stop. So that's going to be a great competition.
Absolutely. We got obviously Olympian as well, Lewis Richardson. Frank's made a big play to sign him. He's got him on board, and yeah, look, if he's putting all the money up for him, there's got to be a lot of talent. We've seen it obviously in the Olympics, but it's about converting it into the pro ranks now for Lewis.
Exactly. Like the amateurs and the professionals is a whole different game. Like as Fabio Wardley was a white collar fighter, and he smoked like Olympians and etc. high level amateurs. So it showcases that it's just a different sport. It's not the same. Like anyone can go hard for 3 minutes and 3 rounds, but to go 12 rounds and have a chess match and think and strategy, not anyone could do that.
These cards that have started off with Queensbury and DAZN, of course, you were part of the last one in Glasgow. We've seen a really good run, in Manchester with Joyce Hergovich. We had the Taylor Esserman card. Obviously, we've got Wardley and Huni. We've got Usyk Dubois too coming up. I mean, the start that Queensbury and DAZN have had. Your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Queensbury, they're immaculate, man. They're the best of the best. I believe better than Matchroom. And yeah, it only makes sense. You know, the pair with DAZN was like, it was a great partnership.
Yeah, listen, you mentioned Matchroom there. I know you're looking at perhaps a fight with Vidal Riley, who's with Boxer, of course, but if a Queensbury v Matchroom fight 5v5 pops up again, and anyone's at cruiserweight in the Matchroom ranks,
I want all the smoke. All the smoke, all the smoke. Whoever wants the smoke can get the smoke, man.
Whoever actually Matchroom got, obviously they got Jai Opataya.
Oh yeah, for now, easy.
Tame it a little bit.
Easy for Jai Opataya. I'm not at that level yet, but I'll get there eventually.
Do you think he'll stick around long, Jai, or do you think he'll go up to heavyweight?
Go up to heavyweight. I think he wants to like fulfill that legacy. And he wants to. I think he wants to unify this division and then move up.
That leaves a vacancy, doesn't it, for a new king?
Exactly. And the ruler will come soon.
Well, you've got. We're not on shot at the moment, but you have got a crown in your hand.
Exactly. Only in due time.
Are you going to parade that around everywhere with you?
Maybe. Just maybe. You know what I mean? But do you know, it's a royal crown, and the Queen doesn't walk around with a crown all the time. So I only bring it on special occasions. How
was the reception actually after in Glasgow? Look, you played kind of, it's fair to say, the villain act a little bit beforehand. How was it after in Glasgow?
It was all good. At the end of the day, like, this is business, isn't it? Show business. And we're here to entertain the people. We're here to entertain the crowd. And at the end of the day, I gave my love to David Jameson, you know. Sadly, he went to the hospital straight after the fight, but I gave him my appreciation. I showed love to his wife and whatnot, and that's the game.
Of course, we were so impressed, all of us, watching that, but how many more levels are there to Alois Jr.?
Countless. I'm just getting started, literally just getting started. I can't wait for if Vidal Riley signs the contract. I can't wait to have that camp. It'll be a rocking movie.
So on your side, on your terms, etc., you're all happy at the moment with the talks that have gone on for Riley?
Absolutely. It's building to be something great.
That is a big fight, a big British fight.
A massive British fight.
Different styles as well.
Yeah, I know, like, as I said before, he's going to come and run, isn't he? He's not going to come and stand there with me. Like, he's not stupid. He's a smart guy. But I'm going to make sure I'm going to cut off that ring. He's not running anywhere.
Okay, but anyways, for now, we'll take the attention off Alois and look forward to these head-to-heads that are about to commence. Another stadium show as well. I know we got one coming up at Wembley Stadium, but yeah, these are the nights that we live for as boxing fans as well.
Absolutely. Like, there's nothing like going in a football stadium and just having a tear up. You know what I mean? And all the fans going crazy. You know, it's something special.
Sure. Yeah, look, we're going to get these face-offs now. As I said, there's a few standouts for me on the undercard. I think that fight with Perez and Ward, just because they've both been at world level, especially Mike Perez, and won at world level. It's an interesting fight. A fight really no one called for. But
who did Mike Ward?
Stephen Ward.
Stephen Ward, my bad.
He fought in Germany, didn't he? 3 years ago. Was it Bremer?
What did he do?
I can't quite remember. It was quite a while ago.
Was it a world level fight?
Yeah. It was that might be wrong, but it was about 3 years ago. And I also think he went to Kazakhstan as well in a really tough fight, Stephen Ward.
I remember
but he's been around the block.
He has been around the block. He fought the Albanian guy. I forgot his name. Albanian cruiserweight.
We're talking about Albanians. I can see an Albanian there. Yeah. Nelson Izo's on the card.
He's
huge.
Competing this Saturday in a scheduled 4-round super bantamweight contest, undefeated with 2 wins, 1 win by knockout. He's from right here, Ipswich, Jack Williams.
Good to see like a local guy, Jack Williams. Fabio's got him on the card.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about giving back to the community, you know.
For sure. So we got Sam Gilly on the card as well, of course. Nelson Heath, big heavyweight,
strong,
and Jack Williams.
He knocked out that guy with a massive right hand.
Who, Sam Gilly?
No.
Nelson?
Yeah, the heavyweight.
Bracamonte.
Yeah.
The one Dave Allen fought quite a while back, yeah.
Smacked him in the jaw, bro. It was naughty. I like Monty.
Making his professional boxing debut after a stellar amateur career, proudly representing Great Britain at the 2024 Olympics, becoming a bronze medalist, Lewis Richardson.
Well, we could be looking back at that photo, the one of Lewis and Frank up there in 4 or 5 years, where if he, does what he did in the amateurs, in the pros, he's a unified world champion, maybe a multi-weight world champion. I'm sure that's the ambitions that Frank and the team have got for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man, we're looking forward to it, man.
Could be a historic moment we just witnessed.
That's what I'm saying. You just never know. You just never ever know, and I can't wait to see these guys' journeys pan out.
Well, here we go. We get Perez and Ward, two guys that have been at world-class level before.
Competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Cruiserweight Championship. It's Stephen, the Quiet Man Ward, versus Mike,
Stephen Ward's a big guy, yeah.
Perez.
Both of these guys can compete everywhere. You know what I mean?
I guess that the winner on this gets a big payday next, really.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to propel themselves into a big fight, and the loser at this stage of both their careers, it's the end of the road, probably.
End of the road, yeah, literally. I was just speaking to Perez's manager. I'm saying, oh, he's almost 40. If he takes a harsh L, that's the end of his career.
Okay, now we believe we're getting Pierce O'Leary, Big Bang v Liam Dillon, which is a really good fight, a good test for Pierce.
Absolutely.
Competing Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest for the WBC International and vacant EBU European Super Lightweight Championship. It's the challenger Liam Dillon versus the defending champion Pierce Big Bang O'Leary.
Liam, is it Liam?
Dillon.
Dillon, there you go. He's a tough man, trust me.
He's watched him spar, of course.
I've watched him spar countless times. The man's tough. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's definitely going to be a fight.
There's a lot at stake here for Pierce as well. Can't say too much, but I know a big fight is going to be announced for him if he comes through this. So
absolutely. So yeah, man. This is a fight where this game is all or nothing, isn't it? Your stakes are all in. There's no room for.
It's an unforgiving sport.
It's so unforgiving. You just got to roll with the punches, literally.
Quite literally. Okay, so that concludes the undercard face-offs. We have had the undercard press conference just before that, of course. Now we move on to the main event press conference. And we're going to be joined by a heavyweight. If you just come in the middle, sir.
Massive.
A massive heavyweight. You just take this, please, Nelson. Welcome to Ipswich.
Hello, welcome.
I'm sizing them up a little bit, you know what I
mean? Well, nice to see you. The last time I actually saw you was in the York Hall Arena, in the ring, when you knocked out Bracamonte. A vicious knockout. Looking back at that, pleased that work that you did against Bracamonte?
And first of all, it's my pleasure to be here. I want to thank Frank and George Warren, all the family Warren, for this possibility. And we hope to do good things. I come here, I'm very trained, I am ready to defend my European title. So for me it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm very, to say, excited to be here.
What did you make of the big man's knockout?
Oh, absolutely vicious. Like, you're getting a thumbs up from the animal. Like, that was an animalistic knockout. And
yes.
Keep doing your thing, man. I hope to see you do well.
Thank you, brother. Congratulations for your fight. I also see your wins. It was very good.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate also. Yeah. For me, I think this time I have a good opponent. My opponent is from Germany. He have 22 wins, also like me. But I want to go out. I want to go more. I want to go in 23, so my opponent can stay 22 wins.
Well, look, I can't say too much, Nelson. I believe you can't either. But if all goes well for you on Saturday, I'm hearing there's a big fight coming for yourself.
Listen, I'm in the most big promotion in the world, and I hope and I wish that everything goes good in Saturday. And also, I want to be in to have one big fight, and to see myself, and also the people to see that Albania have one European champion, that he will very soon will be a world champion.
Well, yeah. Look, what I'm hearing is a big British name. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to ruin things. But I believe, once you get this job done on Saturday, that announcement will come very soon.
Listen, I am ready to be honest. I don't want to say nothing for nobody. I am ready for all the... I have seen all the British boxers. They are all very good, top of the heavyweights of the world. So also I have a big amateur career. So also now in professional I'm doing good. So I want to take one fight, one big fight, and I hope that Queensberry will give me one chance to do one big fight with one of the most big names here in UK and in all the world.
Okay, I believe we are going to start the presser soon, so thank you for your time, Nelson.
Thank you. Okay.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Good luck. Thank you, brother. Good luck. Thank you.
We are now going to bring in Sam Gilly. who joins us, who's on the card, of course, on Saturday. Welcome, Sam.
Hi guys, Sam, how you doing, bro? You got it, yeah?
1, 2, 3, 1,
How are
2,
you?
3. Okay, that sounds like a function.
What, do you want the honest answer?
Yes.
Do you want oh, mate, fuming. Fuming.
Can't you fuming?
No, just this whole situation, mate. Boxing on an 8 rounder while I hold a Commonwealth title when I was meant to be fighting for the British again.
Oh.
It's just, like, I'm very, very grateful that I'm still on the show, I'm still boxing, I'm ticking over, but I was 29 when I should have first boxed for the British title. I'm 31 in August. Do you know what I mean? This is just, it's just so deflating, but I've got a job to do. I've got to go and impress. And, yeah, I've got to go to work.
What was the reason given to you why Louis had to pull out?
That he didn't have a bout agreement. I'm like, it's been on the circular since March. Like, because I was getting ready for April, and they said no. Like, obviously the circular come out saying it's in June, and I was the one going, that's ages away. But then they told us about the show, and I was like, oh, fair enough, that's worth waiting for. It's going to be at the stadium. So I've known about it for ages, but I've not seen no bout agreement. I just get told by Rod that this when you're fighting there, and I'm like, yeah, sweet. We just start getting ready. Louis goes on and says that he's not stopped training, he's not done this, he's not done that. I get that we've both been waiting a long time, but like to say 3 weeks out, you've not seen a bout agreement. Your first thing about the fight is.
Yeah, silly, innit?
Mate.
Very frustrated, man.
But look, at the end of the day, look, you're getting another experience. You have just had another camp, and you're getting better, bro.
I mean, listen, if you speak to me this time tomorrow when I've had a big bowl of pasta and I've had loads
That's
of
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'll probably be in a better mood.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And I mean, like, it's just, and obviously I'm up, like, my pal Liam Dillon from my gym, seeing him up there, Coleman event where I was meant to be, like, I'm like, mate, good for, like, it's good on Liam, like, it's a great opportunity for him, but I'm like, mate, am I ever going to get, like, free? Like, when I first boxed Louis, I was meant to box at the O2. Obviously, Dan Aziz had to pull out of a back injury, ended up at your call. The second time I was meant to fight Louis, he pulled out, ended up fighting with Jack McGann. Yeah. This time I meant to fight Louis, ended up with an 8 rounder. I'm just like, mate, honestly, if you ever see me in a casino, bet on the opposite to what I'm doing, because my luck is that bad, you'll end up winning a fortune.
Don't worry, man, bro.
As a fighter, though, Alois, do you sympathise with Sam's situation?
Absolutely, I feel what you're saying, but I know in this life that timing is everything, and maybe that wasn't his time. Maybe he needed another camp. Maybe you need some new experience. And, like, you could delay the experience and you're going to have a better experience because you know more now. You know what I mean? He knows much more now. So, it's okay.
Look, Sam, the positives are you're still on the, you're still on the card.
Yeah,
the hard work you put in the camp. I know that was for a Louis Green fight, but you're still out. You're going to get rounds. Queensbury and DAZN have done the best to get you out.
Mate, I mean, listen, to keep me on the show at such late notice again. Do you know what I mean? They didn't have to do that, so they're backing me 100%. It's no frustration towards Queensbury or anything like that. It's just purely frustration of like the fight not happening again. Like it's just. But again, I'm very, very grateful to Frank and Queensbury, and to be boxing on DAZN. It's a great opportunity. So
what have Frank and George said to your team about get the job done Saturday? What is next for you?
Well, obviously Ishmael Davis has been announced as my mandatory. With I don't know how that happened so quickly. How I've not got given a choice to go and box someone and then defend it against Ish. Like Ishy's been out injured apparently. So I don't know how he ended up slipping in there, but I've got to fight Ish.
I suppose Matchroom would have requested for it.
Yeah, but mate, I've been waiting 18 months for this. Surely, saying right, you can box this person, that person, that's ready for June 7th would have been a good idea. But no, an 8 round is what I've got. But yeah, no, Ishmael Davis is next. For the British, for the Commonwealth, I keep saying it, but hopefully this one will happen because I'm listen, Ishy's a very good fighter, so I actually look forward to that.
Well, listen, take your frustrations out on Saturday.
That's it.
Mate,
don't
be reckless with it, obviously.
Sam, we're going to start the press. I'm going to let you go. Thank you for your time.
Go on. Sweet.
Good luck, man. Smash on.
Okay, we are ready to start the final press conference for the main event. Fabio Wardley v Justis Huni. I'm going to throw to our MC Thomas Schreiber to begin proceedings.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event this Saturday, it will be a battle of the undefeated 12 rounds scheduled for the vacant WBA Interim Heavyweight Championship. It is being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensbury, in association with Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Platform Sports, Tasman Fighters, and Gold Star Promotions. Well, at this time, let's welcome and acknowledge our main event participants. First, coming to us from Brisbane, Australia, he is undefeated with 12 wins, 7 of his 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked number 7 by the WBA. He is the undefeated former Australian champion and current WBO Global and IBF Pan-Pacific heavyweight champion, Justis Huni. And now let's welcome from Ipswich, England, undefeated with 18 wins, 1 draw, 17 of his 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked number 1 by the WBA, he is the undefeated former British, English, and Commonwealth heavyweight champion, Fabio Wardley. And now let's get the main event part of our press conference started and hand things back over to your host, Mr. DAZN.
Thank you, Thomas Schreiber. Okay, welcome back to the final part of today's huge press conference as we count down to a historic night of World Championship Boxing at Portman Road. The vacant WBA Interim Heavyweight Championship will be on the line between 2 unbeaten heavyweights. The highly rated, heavy-handed Ipswich hero Fabio Wardley is now just hours away from his dream moment. After spending his life cheering on the tractor boys from the stands on Saturday night, he now stands in the centre of that Portman Road pitch, punching for his people, punching for his town, and punching for his future. But the man standing in his way on Saturday, his name is Justis Huni, and he has been punching since the age of 8. By the time Fabio Wardley first picked up a pair of boxing gloves at 20 years old, Justis Huni had already been boxing for 12 years. He was a brilliant amateur, unbeaten as a pro, and some are saying the greatest heavyweight to ever come from Australia. This is a high-stakes, high-risk, must-win heavyweight clash between the WBA number 1 and the WBO number 1. The winner will make a serious statement in the heavyweight division and put a serious dent into their opponent's world title ambitions. Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night we'll be live around the world on the global home of boxing, DAZN. This is must win at Portman Road. This is running towards adversity. Let's start with the man who is running directly towards adversity. In his dream moment, Fabio Wardley, I want to get an opening word from you because this is everything that you've wanted. We're getting closer and closer now. Does this feel different to your normal fights? How are you feeling?
Yeah, it definitely does feel different. It's a funny one this week of still being at home in the sense of where these events are, like the presser today and the face-to-face yesterday and the weigh-in tomorrow, and things will all be in my hometown. They're all down the road from me. So on the way here and things, I'm bumping into people that I know and I've known for years, and I'm walking past like places I go and things like that. So it has a bit of a different feel to it. It's been good, really good, to be honest. It's added to it and made it a nice, relaxed, kind of chilled week because I haven't had to uproot myself and take myself either to over Saudi or into London or up and down the country somewhere. So it's been good for me and the team.
All right, thank you, Fabio. Let's get an opening word from Justis Huni, who is also running towards adversity. 48 hours away now from the biggest moment and the biggest fight in your career. Give us an insight into what's going on for Justis Huni right now.
Yeah, look, I'm feeling excited, pumped. It's only 2 days out now, and I just can't wait to get in there and share the ring with Fabio, give the fight fans a good fight, and the people of Ipswich. So let's go.
Okay, thank you. We'll be coming back to the fighters very shortly. I want to bring in Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren. And Frank, another fantastic heavyweight stadium fight on Saturday, one to really look forward to.
It is. This is the golden age of heavyweight boxing at the moment. All these guys are fighting each other. The skill qualities, the standard of the heavyweights is probably the best it's been for many, many years. And this is a very important fight in the heavyweight division. You know, the winner of this becomes the number 1 mandatory for the WBA title, so they've got everything to go for. You know, it doesn't get any better than that. Winner goes and becomes the guy for when the BA title has to be fought for on a mandatory basis. So that's the pot of gold. That's the carrot.
And it's a stadium fight. It's Ipswich. It's Portman Road. It's special to be here in this city. But how much belief do you have in Fabio to get it done on Saturday?
Look, it's big-time boxing in Ipswich. We're in a football stadium, soccer stadium. You know, this is huge for him, and this was his dream, and our job is to try and make those dreams come true, and we've delivered as far as that's concerned. You know, Saturday night is going to be a really atmospheric night. The crowd, I know, are going to be absolutely everybody's going to be behind Fabio, so he's got everything going for him. He knows what he has to do, but he's in with somebody who is undefeated, who's got a stellar amateur career. He's coming off of a last fight, was it a second round stoppage, I think it was. So, you know, he's a form fighter. He can punch. He's knocked 7 or stopped 7 of his 12 opponents. This is good, big time boxing. This is quality boxing. And, you know, I know, you know, having the time I've been involved with Fabio, I know what his ambitions are. I know what he wants, and everything he set out to do, he's done. And he's done it without a pedigree as an amateur that Justis has got. But you know what? It shows you what a natural fighting man he is to do what he's done, what he's achieved, and where he's at. You know, he's gone on the traditional route. You know, with the British title, English title, British title, Commonwealth. He's shown what he's all about. Everything he's done, he's been the best at and come through it. And this is the big moment for him in his career. And you know, we have confidence in him coming through this. It's going to be a tough fight. I know it'll be a tough fight because he's in with a tough competitor. But you know what? The fans are going to benefit from that. They're going to benefit from seeing something extra special and see their hero, hopefully, continue on his journey to bring the big belt home here to Ipswich, into his home city, town.
OK, thank you, Frank. Well, you're not the only Frank up here. Just a reminder, this is Queensbury versus Matchroom, and delighted to have Frank Smith here. We had Eddie at the launch press conference, Frank, and he spoke about the sadness that he's going to have heading back down the A12, about ruining Fabio's big night. But do you share that sadness?
What, heading down the A12? No, I think we're going to be very happy. Look, firstly, it's the pleasure, obviously, to be working with Queensbury, Frank and the whole team, and obviously the home of boxing, DAZN, consistently delivering the biggest nights in the sport. You know, Saturday night will be no different. It's 2 great fighters coming together. You know, I have huge respect, obviously, for Fabio Wardley. I've worked with him for a long part of his career, but I believe Justis Huni is the better fighter. I believe on Saturday night you'll see that. But I think you have to respect both men for jumping in there and taking this test, because a lot of fighters in this day and age wouldn't do that. You know, they're both in great positions. They both had great opportunities ahead of them. You know, Fabio, with 4 weeks to go, accepted Justis Huni, and Justis Huni accepted the test with 4 weeks to go, showing the belief he has in his career. And you have to respect both men for that. But I think on Saturday night you're going to see a tremendous fight, another great heavyweight dust-up, but Justis Huni being victorious.
Well, Frank, one of the themes from you, Frank, not that Frank, one of the themes from that launch press conference was this overwhelming feeling from Team Matchroom, from Team Huni, from Eddie Hearn in particular, that Frank Warren has made a mistake here. So let me ask you, does Frank think Frank has made a mistake?
Which Frank? That Frank. He doesn't often make mistakes, obviously. I think on Saturday we'll see a mistake. You know, we won't be crying on the way back down the A12. I think it'll be a nice, joyous journey back. But look, we've got to win some. You know, we obviously, historically, a year ago, lost the first 5v5. And on Saturday, this will be the start of the revenge mission. So excited for it.
Well, we'll see what happens. But going back on that A12, I've found a place ready on the way back. The massage parlour, it's all set up for
I think I saw it on the way up, actually.
No,
OK.
Well, look, you know, there's great rivalry between Matchroom and Queensbury, and it's all part of this. It's, you know, we all want to be winners. We all want to come through. We all want to do the best and be the best, and it all adds to the drama and to the whole story. So, you know, this is going to be a sensational fight on Saturday. Do not miss it.
And a sensational drive home, it sounds like, as well. OK, thank you. Great to hear from both of you. Let's bring in Michael Ridout from DAZN. And, you know, one thing again, you've got your 2 promoters working together here. So much to look forward to.
Yeah, look, an amazing event. Echo Frank Smith's point. These 2 guys stepping up from their respective rankings, it's all too easy sometimes for a fighter to wait for their shot. But these guys are number one in WBA, number one at the time of the fight was made in the WBO, are going in for our entertainment. So thank you, boys, for doing that. And it kickstarts really a massive summer for DAZN, the biggest in our history. As always, we've got incredible fights every weekend. Hitchens versus Kambosos, the return of Jake Paul, Cattrall Eubank, Ring 3, Hamza Shiraz, Edgar Berlanga, and of course, the biggest fight of them all, exclusively live on DAZN, the undisputed heavyweight title fight between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. But also something I want to talk about is the FIFA Club World Cup. All 63 matches, live on DAZN, available for free, starts on June 14th. Do not miss it. And do not miss this weekend's fight. It's an incredible bout between two guys who are going to go in there and throw serious, destructive punches. They've also got their undefeated records as well to protect. So guys, good luck. It's Queensberry versus Matchroom. It's Wardley versus Huni, and it's all live exclusively on DAZN.
Great stuff. Thank you, Michael Ridout. Let me bring in Spencer Brown from Gold Star, very much the Justis Huni side. And we had Mick Francis up here last time as well, and he talked about how it all felt like a perfect storm for Justis Huni. Is that how you're feeling heading into this?
Yeah, I mean, this fight has had sort of, it's had loads of twists and turns. This all started really in Riyadh, didn't it? With both of them fighting in Riyadh, with both having two completely different matches. Fabio Wardley came out and destroyed his opponent in the first round, and Justis fought Kevin Lorraine and nearly flopped in the last round. Got caught in the last round. So it's a great fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight, this. Obviously, we think we've got it. I had a good chat with Justis' trainer early, and we're very, very confident in this fight. We're really confident. And, I saw the odds. It was 1-6 on for Fabio. So, obviously, they fancy it. I believe Frank got a few quid at even money. So, it just looks a perfect storm to me. There's been loads of twists, loads of turns, but we're here. We're now here. We're ready to go. He's only had 3.5 weeks training, but he's still very, very confident. I watched him spar in the gym. He was a different level. So they're seen. But I've got to say, for Fabio Wardley, that what he's done is unprecedented. He's come from an unlicensed white-collar boxing to be #1 in the world. It will never happen again. And I'll take my hat off to you on that one. Great achievement. But again, I'm with Justis. And Justis, let me tell you, he's a quiet guy. But when it comes to fighting, this man can really fight. And he's got a great pedigree. And we think he's going to do it on the night. So tune in. It's going to be a great fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer. Let's hear from the Wardley side of the table. Let me bring in Michael Offo. Michael, you had quite the exchange with Eddie Hearn at the launch presser. I don't know if you've got Frank Smith in your sights here today, but tell us what you're thinking.
So yeah, Eddie's not here, so I think that speaks volumes to his belief in his fighter. I know these guys talk about a perfect storm, but a storm brings nothing but destruction and pain, and that's exactly what Fabio's going to bring: destruction. Come Saturday night, knowing Fabio as long as I've known him, I've seen him work hard. He doesn't have to do this, and he puts himself through, he puts himself through hell and back to achieve his goals. So I think come Saturday, he's going to be a very, very hard man to beat, and I don't think that Justis Huni has what it takes to beat Fabio. They're both great ambassadors for the sport, so we commend both of them for getting in there and providing the entertainment, but I can only see one winner, and that's Fabio Wardley.
Okay, I don't know if anyone wants to pop back from the... Frank, I'm looking at you, Frank Smith. Do you want to...
Look, I agree with everything he says in terms of they're two tremendous fighters. Respect for them both stepping in. Obviously, we're on different sides of the table. We're going to disagree on who the winner will be. But I'm just glad he didn't have a pop at me like he had at Eddie, to be honest. So, thanks, Mike.
There is still time. There is a Q&A at the end as well, Frank, so be ready for that. Let's bring in Justis Huni. Now, at the launch press conference, Justis, you said that you were better than Fabio Wardley in every department other than power. And Fabio said, I urge you to go and do some research. So have you done some research? What are your findings?
Still the same. I still got the same opinion. And look, 2 days from now, we'll be able to showcase it and, show everyone what I'm all about. So, yeah, let's go. I can't wait. We're here in Fight Week, and it's exciting for me. So, yeah.
One thing I've heard you say, Justis, is that you will show him your experience. What exactly does that mean? What does that look like on Saturday?
It's my ring IQ, my experience in the ring, knowing where I am at all times. It'll show. It'll show on the fight night. So, yeah, I've done all the training that I've needed to do, and I'm ready to go.
Fabio, let's bring you in here. I mean, it's talk once again of ring IQ, about lengthy amateur pedigree, and the only thing you've got going for you is power. Heard it all before, Fabio?
Yeah, I heard it all before, and if that's all I've got in my career, it's done me well so far, so it might not do me too bad going forward and going into this fight. But it's nothing new for me in this sense. The standard talk of me not having an amateur background and me being inexperienced in that sense, not having maybe the boxing know-how, the boxing IQ to bring in the ring on the night, but yet I haven't been defeated yet, and I've come across star-stellar amateurs, Olympics and Olympic medalists and all sorts. So I don't know where exactly these two things mesh up, and I'm supposed to slip up and things are supposed to go wrong because they haven't yet. Credit to Justis Huni thinking he's the man to do that. But again, the most obvious one to say here is the power I have is undeniable. In that sense, you look through my fights and you see why all of my opponents have touched the canvas at one point or another. And that just built on the experience that I've built over the last couple of years now. And I understand that, yeah, okay, I did get the amateur experience when I was a kid and when I was younger and things like that. But I've done the hard work and the hard yards since I got into boxing, and that was the first thing I realised, is that I had some bits to make up in the sport, and I did that, and I put my head down and grafted, and this is where I've got myself. So, yeah, I haven't come this far just to come this far. There's no way that this is being taken away from me now. Not in my hometown, not on my home stage.
Do you concede that you're in with the better boxer, or do you disagree with that?
No, I don't agree with that either. I don't know. Yeah, okay, maybe if you compare his amateur record to my 4 white-collar fights, then maybe, yeah, they might look a bit different, but we're not in amateur boxing anymore. This isn't an amateur ring, this isn't amateur rules, it's not amateur gloves, this is real, full-fledged, heavyweight professional boxing. And in that realm, I'm more experienced, I'm more devastating, I've got all the attributes that have carried me through and have brought me through to winning, so yeah, on that particular area, I don't concede either. I don't think he's got the better IQ than me, the better boxing ability than me, not in this ring, not in that ring on the night.
Justis, let me ask you this. You did that face-off for DAZN, and one of the things Fabio said to you was, yeah, you can be perfect for 12 rounds, but he only needs to be perfect for 1 second. Do you agree with that? How wary of him are you?
Look, I've got my game plan, and I'm going to show up on the night and stick to it. It doesn't really matter what we say here on the fight night. Is when we've got to put all the training and stuff to test, and I'm ready to go and can't wait to share the ring with him.
It's Portman Road. They love him here in Ipswich. You'll see that tomorrow as well at the weigh-in. It's all going to be for him. Do you feel like there's any way that actually works against Fabio Wardley?
I think it, might give him more pressure. But yeah, other than that, it's only going to be him and I and the referee in the ring, and we've both got a job to do. I've come to win. He's coming to win. So it's going to make for a good fight.
Fabio, one thing that Justis had said in multiple interviews is that he's not necessarily just going to be standing there to trade with you. Are you expecting a trickier fight? Are you expecting to maybe have to come from behind, do things you haven't had to do?
Yeah, look, nothing I'm saying is taken away from the skills and attributes he has. He is a good boxer, he is fleet-footed, he can work around that ring very well, and I do think he'd be wary of me, so he won't be trying to engage very early or very often. But that's just another area I can double down and hunt him around that ring. Like, there's only so long you can go running from me in a ring. You're not going to be able to keep that up for 12 rounds. I will find you, I will hunt you down, and you will have to stand in front of me and let your hands go at one point or another. So, and at that moment, that's where I come out on top, and that's where I'm the better fighter.
What do you make of that, Justis?
Definitely won't be any running. It's just boxing. Like, it's just boxing smart. Like, there won't be any running around the ring from me. It'll just be smart boxing.
Fabio, we've seen Justis hurt before against Kevin Lerena. Kevin Lerena didn't capitalise and finish the job that night. Do you feel like if you get him in the same situation, you can finish the job?
Yeah, look, first of all, it's heavyweight boxing. We can all be hurt. We're all big boys, landing big shots on each other. So, look, each one of us can hurt the other if we're sloppy, if we're lazy, if we're not prepared properly. But, yeah, with me, it's clear and obvious that I don't let my opponents off the hook. Whether it's in the first round or it's the 12th round, it doesn't matter. If I see you going a bit, if I see a wobble, if I see a break in your armour, then I'm going all out and I'm getting you out of there.
Justis, do you think he's just going to come and try and take your head off, or is there a bit more method to the madness? What do you think?
I've got no idea, but, you know, I've done the preparation for this fight, and, you know, that's all I can go off, is that I'm as prepared as I can be, and I'm ready for war.
OK, let's get a few questions from the media. We've got a roaming mic. Here's Wally Downs from The Sun.
Fabio, your original opponent was Jarrell Miller, a checkered past, and he was bizarre at that press conference. He was accusing you of a dish track. He tried to get physically aggressive. This is so different. How different do you feel in this scenario as opposed to what you might have been going into that one with Jarrell?
Yeah, look, they're each their own. I've had opponents in the past who have been loud-mouthed and shouted and screamed and had a lot to say for themselves. And I've had other opponents who are just like, Justis, calm, collect, respectful, chilled. And neither of those approaches affects me. The way I approach the fight, the way I prepare, the way I get ready for a fight is all the same. If you want to be loud, if you want to be quiet, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to train just as hard, prepare all the same, and stay focused.
And for Matchroom Frank, for the 5v5, you made a promise to be the T-boy in a French-made uniform if you got whitewashed. Have you done that yet? And if not, will you be doing any fake bets for this one as well?
No, my missus said my legs didn't look too good in the stockings, so she banned me from wearing the French maid's outfit. But I will have a bet that if Fabio wins, I'll come to the office not dressed in a French maid's outfit, but I will make tea for the day. Okay, this time I'll make
sure I'm there.
I'll do it. And then, but Frank's got to put something forward from the Queensbury side in return, because I'm very confident that Justis is going to do the job.
The real reason he didn't do it in the French maid uniform is because he didn't lose enough weight. But anyway.
That hurt, that one. I thought we were getting on.
It was meant to. This is war. No, look, we're all looking. This can be a great fight. You know, number one fighting number one. BO number one, BA number one. You know, they know what's on the line. Their careers are on the line. It doesn't get any better than that. The backstory to this makes it a good fight. So just don't miss it. Just be there on Saturday night. If you're not there, watch it on DAZN worldwide. This is going to be a special, special heavyweight fight.
OK, next question from Ames. I believe it's seconds out.
Hey, questions for Justis Huni. Justis, one of the signatures of a Ben Davison training camp who Fabio Wardley trains with is to do extensive research on the fights you've had previously, watching tapes for yourself, combinations, habits you throw. How much do you feel a potential opponent can have in taking what you've done previously in fights before?
I feel like every fight I step into, I change. You know, I grow from each fight. I learn my lessons, and you know, it makes me into a better fighter. So, you know, it'll be a different fighter than my last fight or the fight before that. That's going to step into the ring on Saturday night.
Question for Fabio as well. This is a different fight in a sense that not only is it a stadium fight for yourself, but also you've got a baby on the way. Have you been able to balance the needs of being a professional fighter as well as a soon-to-be father?
Yeah, it's been an interesting few months, all going off at once, but I've been able to focus on the job at hand. Credit to my missus in that sense. She's been able to just let me crack on and get my job done. So once Saturday night is ticked off, it will be a full-on daddy daycare mode for the next few months.
Okay, any more questions? Got one? If you just introduce yourself, please.
Tom from Boxing Scene. This one's for Fabio. When you first walked into a white-collar gym, did you ever think you'd get to this point?
No, probably not. I didn't know what boxing had for me, or had in store for me when I first ever walked into a gym. I just enjoyed the personal challenge of it all and pushing myself and testing myself against other people. And then week after week, day after day, I just fell more and more in love with the sport, and then just threw myself in it wholeheartedly and just let it take me and see where I ended up. And yeah, a bit of commitment a few years later, and somehow I'm headlining at Portman Road.
The two Fraser Clark fights you had were very different. Are you prepared to go to the place you went in the first fight, with that brutal 12 rounds?
Yeah, much probably to my trainers and my team's dislike. I do quite enjoy going there. They are the kind of fights I enjoy. But then flip it on its hat, the second fight with Fraser goes to show how much I can plan, prepare, how much I can adjust myself, and make the right changes to get the proper outcome on the night. So I have all sides to my game. So I've got a bit of A and a bit of B, and I'm sure we'll see both on the night.
Okay, thank you. Final one from me. Justis and Fabio, I want to get your final prediction. And listen, feel free to say it to each other. You are sat metres apart. Tell them, Justis, tell Fabio what you're going to do on Saturday night.
Fabio, I'm going to come in there, box smart, give you a boxing lesson. So, yeah, I hope you come prepared, and I can't wait to share the ring with you.
Over to you, Fabio.
Justis, credit to you and the team for taking the fight. Great respect throughout, and I'm looking forward to a good fight. There's a reason why we wanted you, because we knew you were an entertaining fighter, but Saturday night is just not your night, unfortunately for you. There's no way that no one in boxing is coming to my town, my home stadium, and getting a win over me.
I will make it my night.
Like I say, Saturday night, Team Wardley win. Team Wardley knockout, as always. Something I do special.
Team Huni wins.
Look, tune in, watch it. It's gonna be something special. There's no way I'm letting Saturday night pass by without it being one for the books. My last couple of fights have been historic in their own rights, and I'm looking to carry that on Saturday night.
Okay, thank you everyone. Saturday night, live from Portman Road on the global home of boxing, DAZN. It is Wardley versus Huni. It is running towards adversity. Let's get these fighters faced off for the final time today. Thank you.
Okay, so it got a little bit tense, not too tense towards the end, because we are getting into that business period now and not long to go. Just over 48 hours till these men throw down. We know how heavy-handed Fabio is. We know how much of a complete fighter Justis Huni is. But I think it's fair to say, Alois, both of them in the pro game haven't been at this level, the pair of them.
Yeah, they both haven't, but they're there now, innit? They're there now to showcase their ability. They're there now to showcase who wants to be great. They're there to showcase who wants to be a world champion. And again, I'm pretty confident in my boy, and I'm Team Fabio all the way.
Of course you are. They're just squaring off now.
I think Huni has a very strong jaw.
Strong jaw?
Yeah, a very strong jaw.
I'm sure Fabio's going to test it.
Absolutely.
The size difference isn't
Ladies
too
and
much,
gentlemen,
actually.
this
I don't see a massive
our
size
main
difference.
event Saturday, live worldwide on DAZN. It's a battle of the undefeated 12-round scheduled for the vacant WBA interim heavyweight championship. Justis Huni versus Fabio Wardley.
A little push right now would be lovely.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that maybe between Frank Warren and Frank Smith after his comment there in the presser. But yeah, it's all business. They're two very respectful guys. You obviously know Fabio very well. He's like a brilliant ambassador actually for boxing, the way he carries himself.
Absolutely.
Justis Huni from this build-up I've seen again, respectful. But when they throw down on Saturday, this is their lives, their future. This fight sort of depends on and hinges on. So it's a serious fight at world level, and we've got Usyk Dubois 2 coming up obviously soon, and winner's not going to be too far off that. I know Joe Parker's in line next for a world title shot, but after that one of them's ranked in the WBA, one of them's in the WBO, and yeah, that they will be very close to that sort of level.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I'm really looking forward to this fight. It's going to be an exciting fight. Huni's an exciting fighter, Fabio's an exciting fighter, and it'll be much more entertaining than this press conference, but you're going to see something special on Saturday.
I believe Fabio might be joining us. We're just having a look here now. Yeah, he's coming in to play. Sorry, mate. Yeah, we're waiting on you, big man.
Sorry, guys. Family. I'm good.
I've got someone with me who's very much Team Wardley this weekend, in Alois Jr.
Good man.
He was just talking about the speed, the power. Ultimately, is that what's going to be the difference Saturday?
Yeah, look, there's a number of factors in it. Experience, speed, power, planning, research, like...
He said IQ there as well.
Yeah, IQ, doing the simple things, doing the basics, the things that don't take any real talent or skill. You just need to knuckle down and get them done. All the hard work and the hard miles, and that's what I'll be ticking off on the night.
Justice, you know, he's a very respectful guy like yourself as well. But towards the end there, it was, I said to Alois, it's getting to that business point now. So I think you wanted to remind him, you're not coming to Portman Road. No one's coming to Portman Road and upsetting my party. So he's got other ideas, but we are getting into that business phase now, Fab.
Yeah, look, we're getting towards the end of the week. Saturday night is fast approaching. It's not long away, so the different type of emotions start to set in. Maybe for him, some nerves. It's all becoming a bit real. It's all almost in front of him. So yeah, he's given some different looks, some different output than we've seen from him before. What to read from that is a different question. Who knows? But it's not going to change the outcome on Saturday night.
Alois, seeing him up close, personal, in Ben's gym, of course, would you say, along with Daniel Dubois and maybe a couple of others, he's one of the most heaviest-handed guys in the division?
Absolutely, the man can freaking whack, man. Trust me, you know, when he throws a right hook at my head, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I can all just say it on TV, but you feel it, and especially in 10-ounce gloves, man. Like, it's a different story, and not only just the power. Like, power is one thing, but it's how do you execute it? You know, like, because we all got power to some extent, but can you land that power? And this man can do it.
Yeah. When do you think this finish comes?
With me, anytime. Look, if I see it, if I see the openings right, the moments right, the occasions right, then I'm going to take it with both hands. I'm not going to hang around and wait. I'm not trying to be there for the whole 12 rounds and drag it out. I'm trying to get a job done. Ultimately, this is a breakout fight for me in the sense of being on the world stage. So I want to make a statement to go along with that, not just the win.
Fabio, I do want to ask you, I saw on Instagram this morning, Teddy Atlas has put on $1,500 for Justis Huni to win that fight.
He's
So big mistake.
He's going to lose his money. Teddy Atlas, you're losing your bread.
I don't want no messages from Teddy after going, oh, can you reimburse me? Can you sort me out? No, mate. You made the wrong choice. You live with that.
Live with that, definitely.
Well, listen, I know you're backing yourself. You're backing him as well. Have you got a sort of a closing message? I know you mentioned up there, look, you come into these presses, these events, the face-off you had yesterday, you're bumping into locals, people you've known for years. And now you're putting on a mega show for them. This is for the town, this is for the club, this is for the people, essentially, Fabio. And sorry to say, no pressure, but you're spearheading it on Saturday.
No, it's no pressure at all. It's everything I've asked for. It's everything I asked for, everything I wanted. Thank you to Frank at Queensbury as well for pulling it off, because when I sat down with him that first time, it was one of the things I did say to him that was top on my list of achievements that I want to tick off, and he said, look, we can make that happen. And to my fans, my supporters, and to Ipswich, the town, everyone that's bought a ticket, first off, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. It means the world to me to bring boxing to Ipswich and bring it on such a special occasion, bring it to a global stage of a massive event. First time a boxing fight will ever be held at Portman Road. All great accolades to carry on, and in return, I will give you a fantastic night on Saturday.
Well, listen, congrats on getting to this point, but obviously the hard work starts on Saturday night for the rest of your future. And look, get the win, and then you've got your firstborn coming soon as well. So it's all happening for Fabio Wardley.
It's all happening at once. All happening at once. Tick off Saturday night first, and then maybe sit down for a bit and open up Daddy Daycare.
Listen, best of luck. Go
Cheers,
well.
mate. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Come on, bro.
Okay, so yeah, the big man's there. He's extremely confident. He doesn't want to let his people down on Saturday night.
He's going to perform. I know Fabio. He always. I believe when the stakes are even higher, Fabio even performs even like he overcomes the expectation, and I see that occurring this time.
Well, listen, that does wrap up the stream. It's been a good press conference, a respectful press conference, but we know it's serious business. It is Fabio Wardley running towards adversity this Saturday night and his beloved Ipswich club here at Portman Road. Wardley v Huni is live on DAZN worldwide, and it's also Queensbury v Matchroom.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Physically fit, physically fit, physically. Come on. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.